Okay, then, welcome back. Let's talk some more politics. You know, to say that politics is in season is understating the facts. Political heavyweights and juggernauts are pulling their strings as they appeal to the emotions and attitudes of delegates across the board. Now, viewed against the pressure on the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, to 6 top runners based on areas of strength, in terms of delegate support, a battle royale is in the offing, if you ask me. Again, the president's behind-the-scenes move, along with voting problems and patterns, rather, is supposed to swing states. And that's something new here, swing states. Now, you know we have swing states here. Keep every political pundit guessing. Now, quite apart from Mr. President's declining assent to the Electoral Act 2022 Amendment Bill, a federal high court in Yenagoa, we can report, in Bayelsa State, has given former President Goodluck Jonathan the okay to contest in 2023. The New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, has offered Peter Obi the vice presidential ticket. Is anybody reading anything here today?
Well, no one knows exactly what's going through the minds of some of the power people within the APC. There's a desperation to draft Goodluck Jonathan into the race. Some people have argued that it was to make this happen that they decided to extend the screening, because this screening should have taken place before now. So all I know is you can draft anyone you want into the race, but you have to follow the law, abide by the law. And INEC keeps saying, look, respect the Constitution, respect your party constitution, respect the guidelines. The guidelines are clear. If you waste so much time, you do not allow primaries to take off, remember that there ought to be a window provided for people to appeal, those who feel wronged. If you take away that window and people who felt wronged in the course of the primaries cannot appeal, it can form the basis to nullify all that you have done. This is my own, and many people have been talking about consensus, where consensus happen and all that. Look, there are 2 kinds of scenarios that can happen with the APC. Because again, the leadership appears bent on not allowing people to simply go for an all-out contest. Given the fact that the delegates are just a little over 2,000, this election is not supposed to take so long. There are not many. The delegates, those who decide the fate of the aspirants, there are not many. So it's not an election that will take eternity. Let people be able to choose their leaders. What the law says is, if one person stands against consensus, then you are obligated to conduct an election. So maybe what will happen is some candidates will come together and say, okay, we want this person to be consensus candidate, consensus candidate of the party. One person may then say, no, I disagree. If that person says he disagrees, then all the party members, all the aspirants who have agreed to consensus can then come together as one, vote for the person that they have chosen as their own consensus candidate against the person who said no.
That's it.
In the eye of the law, once one person says, I disagree, you must do that election. I don't know how they want to do it, and I can sense that they've been racking their brains, if there's any such word, They've been thinking of what to do. How do we do this? How do we do this? The easiest way is those who say they are strong, they are powerful, they are connected, they are going to win. Let them go and contest at Eagle Square. Why are you giving yourself sleepless nights trying to envisage a scenario that in the end may not even benefit the majority of the people? So let them go and contest. The president, by not giving his assent, has even made it easy, because there are now fewer people to decide their fate. If we had all those statutory delegates, it would have taken so long. But now there are just few of them, just a little more than 2,000. So let the contest happen. Let's know who is more popular. That's what democracy is about.
Yeah. Ibn Abo, in the mix, you're talking about a former president, Jonathan, being a game changer. And the late Chairman Mao Zedong said, politics is war without bloodshed, while what is war with bloodshed, you know. So we're dealing with a situation that beats the pundits.
What I see here is a lot of deception. A lot of deception, and I've told myself, this is my opinion actually, I said they are probably going to do something, you know, as shocking as throwing open the sales of forms as they did then. Because, I mean, you have your party's rule book. So why are you wasting time? And by the way, the next thing you're going to hear from them is, due to you know, unforeseen circumstances, the time is fast spent, so we are going to do like this and like that, and it's not going to go, because they will have a lot of disgruntled members.
I'm wondering if politicians are bothered about a rule book in our country.
But it is high time we begin to, you know, charge them to it. Why am I saying this? If you, as a politician, you are very quick to discard your rule book, then what tells me that you are going to get into that office and abide by the rules governing that office? That's why you have this problem. So, bottom line for me is, it is a deception from inception. They clearly know what they are doing. They are only gradually, it's like, you know what, how much you have in your pocket. So you're gradually bringing it out, bit by bit. But for me, the two mega parties are the mirror image of each other.
And Jide, whether or not you believe it, at the end of the day, it is likely the new president will come, the next president will come from either of the two parties, regardless.
Yes, it has to, given the strength of both parties, that is what is most likely to happen. But the parties, given their size, even their accomplishments, those two parties ought to set the right example. You can see the unnecessary delay, you know, that we are witnessing. But you can bring in Jonathan, as I said earlier, just to make sure you can try to railroad Jonathan into the race, galvanize people around his candidature, but make sure that you follow the law, so that the Zamfara experience does not happen. When the Zamfara experience happens, you will start abusing judges. Like one minister was calling a judge a harlot the other day. Because you did the wrong thing and the judiciary did the right thing. You then began to call a judge a harlot. The same set of people that you will still need in future.
The time comes.
So when people run their mouths anyhow, they don't button up their mouths when they should. You then put not just your party, not just yourself, but your party in trouble. So all that they need to do is just make sure you are not taking illegal steps. You must conform with the law, and the law is clear. The law is clear. If the law says that you have to allow people to be able to appeal against outcomes of your primaries. You have to screen people. You must screen them. You know. So, and there's time for all of this.
Yeah.
So if you squeeze yourself so hard that you did not have time, and INEC does not agree to extend, because they've been pushing for extension, and I'm like, what are you pushing for extension for? You had all the time in the world.
That's it.
They've been pushing for extension. So if INEC does not grant this extension and you run out of time, you have yourself to blame. But APC has to be told that it makes sense to follow the guidelines, follow what your party constitution says, follow the constitution of the country.
What you said a while back, and avoid the Zamfara experience.
Yes, avoid it, or the even reverse experience.
Even about, let's rub this in. It has just come, you know, that Peter Obi on his Twitter handle has declared for Labour. But reconcile that with the fact that the NNPP, New Nigeria People's Party, has offered him the vice presidential slot.
You know, he has followers. And one of his major followers is Dr. Okukwe. And these are people who are not going to settle for VP. So they are vehemently singing it in his ears. You cannot settle for VP. So probably if he's able to clinch the presidential ticket for Labour, I'm sure it will be better for him.
The IPOB had warned that no Igbo son, and or daughter if you like, must take the number 2 slot.
You can't.
So the Peter Obi equation here
is in a dilemma.
Are you seeing what I'm saying? Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Well, I'm sure all of these political heavy hitters in the southeast do not take instructions from IPOB. They will do what they think is best for them. It's not possible for all of them to be presidential candidates. And look, if somebody from the southeast becomes the VP, it represents progress. It represents improvement, because since 1999, the Southeast has neither produced the president nor the VP of our country. Yeah. So if a Southeasterner will emerge as VP and we get sufficiently groomed and ultimately becomes president after the president leaves office, that represents improvement. It's something that I'll be happy to see. You can't just say that they should not, when it represents something better than the past. I disagree that they should not contest for VP.
Well, but again, are you able to use the word political or the phrase political sophistry regarding politics and politicking in Nigeria? It appears we are too far away from it.
Our politics is a peculiar strand or strain of politics, and money has come to rule our politics. I pity Peter Obi wherever he goes. As long as he's not going to spend money the way others are spending, he's not going to achieve his aim.
Yeah.
And going to Labour Party, he has even weakened his own chances. You should have remained in that dominant party, played the politics the way it ought to be played, and not go to a party that has got little or no structures across the country, and believing that you can achieve your dream with that small party. It doesn't work like that in this country.
Do you read any such thing as desperation here?
They are all desperate. both the ones in the mega parties, and Obi jumping from, he left BDP, he went to NNPP, they are offering him vice VP ticket, Ohaneze, everybody is saying no, don't accept it, and now he's eyeing Labour. He actually, the day he dropped his resignation letter with PDP, he flew to the UK to have a tete-a-tete with Boris Johnson and, concerning the Labour Party.
You're wondering what premium that
I'm wondering. So what do you see? You see, Nigerian politics is money politics. You see political chicanery, you see financial chicanery all over the place. And if you can't play it like that, like Babajide said, you're on your own.
No, but you know, Peter is a gentleman who talks about frugality, you know. I'll do this when I become president, I will not allow for frivolities and so on. But the Nigerian political system has no room for that.
No room at all. No room at all. He says he's not going to pay. He's not going to give delegates a dime. Fair enough, but some of these delegates have to travel using their own money to some venues to cast their ballots for you. Our parties are no longer run the way they used to run them during the Awolowo years, where whatever the party wants to do, it is from the check-off dues that you pay that it gets funded. Even the individual contestants were not funding themselves. Parties were funding them. But that's not what we have today. You have to first be a money bag with deep pockets before you can even contest. If you don't have like 4, 5, 6 billion, don't even think of contesting any big elective position. It wasn't like that before. So in that era, someone like Obi will have blossomed because the party see him as a honest, frugal man. They will be able to sponsor him, pay for any hall where he wants to address people. The party will fund his campaign. That was the way things were back then.
I remember.
But things have changed. So if you're a candidate now, you have to first bribe the party leaders. You bribe them. You pay through your nose for nomination and expression of interest form. Nobody was telling Awolowo and others to pay that much. Our politics has changed
by design.
And I hope we can go back to conducting ourselves responsibly, you know, we're talking about politics. But it's difficult. This generation is so greedy that it will be difficult to get people to start thinking the way our forefathers used to think. You see now, if you don't bring money, they will hate you. They will tell you, don't come back to talk to us. You know, so how does someone like Peter Obi, how does he survive in our kind of politics full of sharks and the rest of it? I pity him as an individual. I respect him for what he represents. But the way things are now,
there's no place for it.
All of this, I mean, his methods are now looking like utopia, you know? So he can't go far with...
Ibinaba, quickly, we can't run away from the Jonathan Gambit, you know. Is in the mix again. In closing, can we look at Jonathan as a new bride, also the game changer?
That's a huge one. It's a huge one because look at the
court in Yanagwa says he's free. He can.
Yes, but then look at the people he's going to be standing against. They are very. These are the juggernauts of Nigerian politics.
Movers
so
and shakers.
It is going to be difficult for him. So I just hope that, you see, immediately I saw that he was trying to come out and all of that. I just told myself that I hope he's not going to be embarrassed, because if you look at, look at the caliber of people. Does he have?
If he has become a mover and shaker, so what? Why not?
It's going to be very difficult.
What is he moving?
It will be
is
very
he moving the
difficult.
delegates? Look, the
So,
only
so why
way
is he in the mix, Jide?
he's
Why is
the
he in
only
the
one.
mix?
He's the only one who understands why he's in the mix, and he may end up being humiliated, disgraced, because he appears not to know when to stop. In this race, the only way Goodluck can emerge is if there is a consensus agreement, others are told leave it for him.
Okay.
He
All right.
can't go into that Eagle Square and expect to win. He does not know the people. He has not campaigned to anyone. He does not know the party members. So how do you then get them to vote for you? And it has gotten beyond the point where the president can simply direct people, oh, this is my favorite person, simply go and vote for
yeah.
him. It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
that easy. So the only way, maybe it's been promised that, look, we are going to get everybody to step down for him, because that was the initial condition that he gave, that I will only come in if nobody will contest against me. That's the only way he can win.
All right, we must go. Time is a master here, but not before wishing Senator Aishatu Dahiru Ahmad Godspeed. If she becomes the number one, if she becomes the number one elected state governor, so be it, and so on. Ibn Abba, I want to thank you for coming. You come again. The hangout is for people like you. Welcome.
Thank you.
And Jide, I thank you for your time. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.
Send the money to them. Okay.
To who? To
them, yeah.
To Peter Obi. Or who?
All right then.